For years, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have been friendship goals. They vacationed together, supported each other's projects, and even had fun Easter egg moments in Taylor's music. But now, things have taken a sharp turn. Rumors are swirling that Taylor is distancing herself from Blake, and fast. And the reason? A $400 million defamation lawsuit that has dragged Taylor into a legal mess she never wanted to be part of. If you made it this far, you definitely don't want to miss what happens next in this wild Hollywood drama. So, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because we're keeping a close eye on all the latest updates. And trust me, you won't want to be the last to know when the next bombshell drops. So hit that subscribe button and join the conversation. Blake Lively is facing serious accusations from her former co-star, Justin Baldoni, and Taylor, realizing she's been used as a shield in this mess, has decided to step away. But how did we even get here? And why is Taylor Swift cutting ties with someone she once called a close friend? Let's break it all down. Blake Lively isn't just dealing with bad press. She's battling one of the most expensive and explosive lawsuits in Hollywood history. Justin Baldoni, her former co-star, is suing her for $400 million, claiming she spread false and damaging accusations about him. It started as a behind-the-scenes dispute during their film's production, but it quickly turned into a public meltdown. Allegedly, Lively accused Baldoni of unprofessional behavior, but Baldoni fired back with receipts, claiming she was the one causing chaos on set. Now here's where things get messy. Taylor Swift got dragged into it. We all know Taylor values loyalty, but she also values her reputation. And Blake? She made the critical mistake of pulling Taylor's name into a legal battle that had nothing to do with her. According to reports, Blake's team used Taylor's name to boost Blake's credibility in the case. How? By leaking information that Taylor Swift was backing Blake without Taylor's consent. This didn't sit well with Taylor. Sources close to her claim she felt manipulated, like Blake was trying to use her star power to sway public opinion. And if there's one thing Taylor hates, it's being dragged into unnecessary drama. Taylor Swift has spent years carefully crafting her public image. She's not about to risk everything by aligning herself with someone drowning in controversy. Think about it. Taylor has weathered enough scandals, from Kanye West to Scooter Braun. She knows how dangerous it is to be associated with the wrong people at the wrong time. So when Blake's lawsuit started making headlines, Taylor took the smartest route possible. She distanced herself. Remember when Taylor used to shower Blake with praise? When she'd post adorable pictures from their vacations, invite Blake to her birthday parties, or name-drop Blake's kids in her music? Yeah, that's over. Ever since the lawsuit broke out, Taylor has gone silent on Blake. No Instagram likes, no birthday shout-outs, no subtle Easter eggs, nothing. For someone as meticulous as Taylor, this isn't just a coincidence. It's a statement. As always, fans are divided. Some say Taylor is doing the right thing, protecting herself from unnecessary drama. Others feel like she's abandoning Blake when she might need support the most. But here's the thing. Taylor didn't sign up for this. She didn't file a lawsuit. She didn't start this drama. She didn't drag Blake's name through the mud. And she certainly didn't ask to be involved in a legal battle over $400 million. At the end of the day, Taylor owes nothing to anyone but herself. So far, Blake has remained quiet about the entire situation. She hasn't addressed the lawsuit, the fallout with Taylor, or the media's endless speculation. But silence can speak volumes. Some insiders claim Blake is panicking behind the scenes, worried that losing Taylor's support will damage her reputation even further. After all, when Taylor Swift drops someone from her inner circle, the world notices. And if Blake is losing more allies behind closed doors, this lawsuit might be the least of her problems. Can Taylor and Blake ever go back to being best friends? It's hard to say. Taylor has forgiven people before, but she's also known for cutting people off permanently when they cross a line. If Blake publicly apologizes and explains her side of the story, maybe there's a chance. But if Taylor feels betrayed beyond repair, this could be the end of their friendship for good. For years, Blake Lively and Taylor Swift seemed inseparable, vacationing together, gushing over each other on social media, and even collaborating on projects. Their friendship was one of the most high-profile in Hollywood, with fans adoring their wholesome dynamic. But now, the cracks are showing. With Lively caught in a messy legal battle with Justin Baldoni, Swift has reportedly pulled back, not wanting to be associated with the scandal. The reason? A $400 million defamation lawsuit that has unexpectedly dragged Swift into the chaos. It all started when Blake Lively publicly accused her former co-star, Justin Baldoni, of misconduct, a claim that quickly escalated into a lawsuit. Baldoni fired back with a $400 million defamation suit, arguing that Lively fabricated allegations to damage his reputation. As the lawsuit gained traction, it became clear that the fallout would be massive, not just for Lively, but for anyone who stood too close to her. For Taylor Swift, this was a red flag. She had spent years carefully curating her public image, and the last thing she needed was to be caught in the crossfire of a legal battle she had nothing to do with. Reports suggest that Swift felt blindsided when her name started surfacing in connection to the case, despite having no direct involvement. Swift is no stranger to public controversies, but she has always been meticulous about how she handles them. Whether it was her feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, or her battle with Scooter Braun over her music catalog, Swift has always managed to come out on top. But the key to her success? Controlling the narrative. By staying close to Blake Lively, Swift risked losing that control. Associating with someone facing a $400 million lawsuit, especially one involving serious accusations, was simply not worth the risk. Swift built her brand on empowerment, loyalty, and fairness, and if she continued standing by Lively, she risked being seen as supporting someone accused of maliciously ruining a man's career. For years, Lively was seen as Hollywood's golden girl. She had the perfect career, the perfect husband in Ryan Reynolds, and the perfect group of A-list friends, including Swift. But the lawsuit with Baldoni has changed everything. Lively's public silence has only made things worse. Instead of addressing the situation directly, she has allowed the media to speculate wildly about what's really going on. Some sources claim she expected Swift to defend her publicly, just as Swift has done for other friends in the past. But this time, Swift wasn't willing to put her reputation on the line. And honestly, can you blame her? The fallout has divided fans. Some believe Swift was right to distance herself, arguing that loyalty has its limits, especially when a friend is involved in something as serious as a defamation lawsuit. Others see Swift's silence as a betrayal, insisting that she should have stood by Lively regardless of the allegations. Meanwhile, Baldoni has gained an overwhelming amount of public support. The actor, known for his work in projects like Jane the Virgin, has always had a reputation for being professional, kind, and deeply involved in social activism. The idea that he would suddenly become the villain in Lively's narrative never quite added up for many people. And then there's Ryan Reynolds, who has reportedly been doing damage control behind the scenes. As Lively's husband, he has no choice but to stand by her, but that doesn't mean he's happy about it. Sources suggest that Reynolds has been quietly trying to mend relationships behind the scenes, including with Swift. But the damage may already be done. With Swift choosing to walk away, Reynolds may find himself dealing with the fallout of his wife's legal mess alone. With the lawsuit moving forward, the stakes are higher than ever. If Lively loses, it could mark the end of her Hollywood career, as no studio will want to work with someone proven to have falsely accused a colleague. If she wins, it might not even matter, because the damage to her reputation has already been done. And as for Taylor Swift, she's made her decision. She's moving forward without Blake Lively by her side, proving once again that in Hollywood, friendships are just as fragile as reputations. Lively's legal drama isn't just affecting her friendship with Taylor Swift. It's causing waves throughout Hollywood. The lawsuit against Justin Baldoni has turned into a PR nightmare, one that no A-list celebrity wants to be associated with. Lively and Baldoni were once considered industry darlings, known for their charm and professionalism. But now, their names are being dragged through court documents, and every new headline only makes things worse. Hollywood is a place where perception is everything, and Lively's image has taken a massive hit. Insiders have revealed that multiple studios are now hesitant to work with her, not because of Baldoni's claims, but because of the way she has handled the situation. Instead of addressing the lawsuit head-on, she has gone silent, hoping that the controversy will blow over. But in an era where public perception can make or break a career, silence often speaks louder than words. Even more concerning for Lively is the fact that other co-stars have started to speak out. Several actors and crew members who have worked with her in the past have reportedly contacted Baldoni's legal team, offering statements that support his case. While their identities remain anonymous for now, industry insiders suggest that Lively's reputation for being difficult is now being corroborated by multiple sources. Taylor Swift is no stranger to controversy, but she's also incredibly strategic when it comes to choosing her battles. She has spent years cultivating a reputation as a strong, independent woman who supports other women. But that support comes with conditions. Swift has built an empire by staying on the right side of history. She championed women's rights when she sued a DJ for groping her and won. She took control of her own music after her masters were sold without her consent. She stood up to Scooter Braun when he tried to profit off her work. In each of these cases, Swift was careful to ensure that she was fighting for something just and fair. But with Blake Lively's lawsuit, the situation wasn't so clear-cut. Swift reportedly felt that Lively was using their friendship as a shield against criticism. She was expected to stand by Lively's side simply because of their history, even though Swift had nothing to do with the allegations against Baldoni. And that was a line Swift wasn't willing to cross. It's also worth noting that Swift has learned from past experiences. She was once heavily criticized for standing by Lena Dunham, another close friend who faced backlash for defending a male writer accused of misconduct. That situation damaged Swift's credibility, and she wasn't about to make the same mistake again. With Swift stepping away, other celebrities have followed suit. A-list actresses who once praised Lively are now noticeably quiet. No one is rushing to defend her, and that silence speaks volumes. Hollywood operates on loyalty, but only to an extent. When a star's reputation becomes too toxic, even their closest allies will start to pull away. And that's exactly what's happening to Lively now. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's legal team has been actively working to restore his reputation. His lawyers have provided evidence that contradicts Lively's claims, and public sentiment has largely shifted in his favor. People who once hesitated to take a side are now beginning to question why Lively pursued this case in the first place. Amid all this, Ryan Reynolds has been left in an incredibly awkward position. He's known for his carefully curated public image, one that leans heavily on humor, charm, and family values. But now, he's being forced to deal with the backlash from his wife's legal battle. Insiders have suggested that Reynolds is growing increasingly frustrated with the situation. He reportedly warned Lively early on that the lawsuit could backfire, but she pushed forward anyway. Now, he's watching as their public image crumbles, and there's little he can do to stop it. What's even more concerning is that Reynolds himself is now facing scrutiny. With Lively's reputation in freefall, some are starting to question whether Reynolds has played a role in enabling her behavior. It's a dangerous situation for him, as his career is largely built on his likability. If public opinion turns against him as well, it could have serious consequences for his future projects. One of the biggest shocks in this entire saga was the sheer size of Baldoni's lawsuit. A $400 million defamation case is no small matter. It's one of the largest in Hollywood history. This lawsuit isn't just about clearing Baldoni's name. It's about making an example out of Lively, proving that false accusations have real consequences. Baldoni's legal team has made it clear that they have no intention of settling. They want this case to go to trial, where they can present their evidence and force Lively to answer for her claims. And that's the worst possible scenario for Lively. A public trial would mean months of media coverage, with every detail of the case being scrutinized. It would mean facing cross-examination, where Baldoni's lawyers would challenge her claims in front of a judge. It would mean having to provide concrete evidence to support her accusations, something that, according to reports, she has struggled to do. With Lively now engulfed in legal chaos, Swift has been given an opportunity to reshape her inner circle. Over the years, Swift has become more selective about who she surrounds herself with. She has distanced herself from the so-called Girl Squad era, focusing instead on building relationships with people who align with her values. Lively's situation has only reinforced Swift's cautious approach. Going forward, Swift is likely to be even more careful about the friendships she publicly endorses. She has learned that in Hollywood, even the closest relationships can become liabilities. At the end of the day, this entire ordeal has exposed the fragility of celebrity friendships. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift were once thought to be inseparable. But as soon as controversy struck, Swift chose to walk away. And can anyone really blame her? Lively's decision to pursue legal action against Baldoni may end up being one of the biggest mistakes of her career. The $400 million lawsuit is not just a financial threat, it's a reputational disaster. Hollywood is a place that thrives on image, and Lively's is now permanently tarnished. Justin Baldoni, on the other hand, has emerged as the unlikely victor in this battle. Despite being the one accused, he has gained public sympathy and industry support. His career may take a temporary hit, but in the long run, he will likely come out of this stronger. As for Taylor Swift, she has once again proven that she knows exactly when to walk away. Her decision to distance herself from Lively was a strategic move, one that will protect her career in the long run. Blake Lively, however, may not be so lucky. It's clear that Blake Lively's legal troubles have created shockwaves not just in her personal life, but across the entire industry. With Taylor Swift walking away and Ryan Reynolds reportedly growing frustrated, Lively is facing one of the biggest crises of her career. But what does this really mean for her future? Hollywood is a place that thrives on public image, and once that image is tarnished, it's incredibly difficult to recover. Lively built her career on being likable, charming, and elegant, a beloved America's sweetheart figure. But the lawsuit against Justin Baldoni has shattered that perception. Studios are already taking a step back. According to insiders, multiple projects that Lively was in talks for have either been put on hold or quietly scrapped. No one wants to invest millions of dollars into a movie or TV show that could be overshadowed by controversy. The fear among executives isn't just about Lively's public perception. It's about whether she could become a liability. If this lawsuit goes to trial, Lively could be tied up in legal battles for months, if not years. Any production she's involved in could face delays, bad press, and even financial losses. That's not a risk Hollywood is willing to take. This explains why Lively has gone silent. Rather than addressing the controversy directly, she's hoping that it will die down on its own. But in an age of social media and constant news coverage, scandals like these don't just disappear. If anything, they tend to get worse over time, especially if the person at the center of it refuses to take accountability. While Lively and Reynolds remain silent, Baldoni's legal team has been actively fighting back. Unlike Lively, who has avoided addressing the controversy head-on, Baldoni has made it clear that he will not back down. His team has released statements emphasizing that this lawsuit is about more than just his reputation. It's about holding people accountable for false accusations. They have presented evidence that contradicts Lively's claims, making it harder for her to defend herself in court. Baldoni has also received overwhelming support from the industry. Many of his co-stars and colleagues have come forward to defend his character, with some even offering to testify on his behalf. This stark contrast between Lively's silence and Baldoni's active defense has only strengthened his case in the public eye. One of the most significant developments in this entire situation is Taylor Swift's decision to step away from Lively. At first, many people were surprised by Swift's sudden distance from her longtime friend, but as more details about the lawsuit have emerged, it has become clear that Swift made the right choice. Swift has been burned before by standing too close to controversial figures. She was heavily criticized for her past friendships with people who later faced backlash. and she has since learned to be more careful. By cutting ties with Lively, Swift is ensuring that she doesn't get dragged into a scandal that has nothing to do with her. She knows that public perception is everything, and she isn't willing to risk her own reputation for someone else's mistakes. And let's be honest, Swift doesn't need Lively. She has built a career that is bigger than any single friendship. While it's always unfortunate to see a close relationship fall apart, Swift has proven time and time again that she is more than capable of standing on her own. At the end of the day, Taylor Swift isn't playing games when it comes to her reputation. She's seen what happens when she gets dragged into someone else's mess, and she's not about to let that happen again. Blake Lively, on the other hand, is in deep trouble. She's dealing with legal chaos, public backlash, and now losing powerful allies. And if she's not careful, this could be the moment that shatters her Hollywood standing for good. So what do you think? Did Taylor make the right call by stepping away? Or should she have stuck by Blake's side? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more insider updates on your favorite Hollywood stars.